Hello, my name is Mackenzie Heverland. I teach high school English at Windthorst High School, and I am part of the Windthorst Secondary HRS team. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about Leading Indicator 2.2, which is teachers are provided support to continually enhance their pedagogical skills through reflection and professional growth plans. So in the fall, we sent out a survey asking teachers about this, if they strongly agreed or disagreed, how they felt about our leading indicator. We had 14 staff members respond, and we gathered a mean of 3.65. We also had one admin respond, which is our only admin, and the mean there was 3.80. If you'd like to view our survey results in the detailed version, the link is at the bottom of this screen. In reviewing our Level 2 survey findings and our current practices on the Level 2 leadership scale, the HRS leadership team determined the need for improvement in the area of new teacher support. Prior to the work in Level 2, our campus did not have an effective system in place to mentor and support our new hires. Because we do not normally have a large staff turnover, we realized our practices were lacking and it was making the new teachers frustrated. New staff members were given a friendly welcome, but the details of how our campus runs were not made clear to them. Right here is our practices and artifacts. We have new teacher support, goal setting aligned to model of instruction, PLCs, instructional goal conversation and element micro study, and teachers articulate goal progress, as well as teacher evaluation results. So using the HRS leadership scale, we reflected on our current practice in Leading Indicator 2.2, and we determined that we were in the beginning level of having a system in place to support new teachers, setting growth goals aligned to our campus instructional model, and helping teachers deepen their understanding in relation to their specific goals. So we set a goal for our campus to move towards the applying level by putting practices in place to enhance pedagogical skills through teacher support and self-reflection. So the first thing we did actually was we made a new hire presentation. After we looked at our survey results, we realized that this was really an area that we needed to grow in. Before, we didn't have any type of new teacher induction, no protocol, nothing to help new staff members with a transition into our school district. So we compiled a ton of information that would be helpful to new teachers and give it to the new teachers, but also it would be a nice reference for veteran teachers as well. If you forgot who handled what or where something went, how something goes, you can always refer back to this presentation. This link right here at the bottom will actually take you to that PowerPoint. Aside from that, we have new hire professional development days. In addition to the new hire presentation, we have started offering new PD days just for new teachers in August, while our veteran staff members should be working in their classrooms or attending professional developments of their choice. So there's 3 days worth of PDs for new hires, August 2nd through 4th. So the first day is orientation. It's just like a general overview, kind of meeting people you'll be working with, kind of just a very brief general overview of our school. August 3rd is functioning in WISD, which goes a lot deeper into the policies, rules, and procedures of our district, what you're expected to follow and maintain, as well as the teacher and student handbook. The last day is August 4th. That is when they go over classroom basics such as emergency procedures, how to take attendance, how our gradebook works, stuff like that, things that you will use pretty frequently. Aside from that, we have the teacher goal process that we initiated this year. At the beginning of each year, we all have to choose a goal for T-TEST, the Texas Teacher Evaluation and Support System. You log on and you put your goal in your account. And so at the beginning of the year, teachers have to complete a beginning of year goal setting document. And then we will reflect on our goal process in December using the MOI, the middle of year goal setting document. And then at the end of the year, we'll reflect using the EOY goal setting document. Usually at the end of May before we let out for summer, you have to have it done and just have that completed, and then we talk about it later. Progress is discussed with the principal during your summative conferences, and teachers will be coached to proficiency. Teachers use a tracking sheet as the year progresses to see their growth with that particular goal. And all 4 of these documents that I just listed are linked above over here on the right. Here are some examples of that middle of the year teacher goal that I just mentioned. The one on the left is actually mine. It just has questions such as, what have I done to progress towards my goal? What do I need to be working on? Am I improving, getting worse, or staying the same? Why? Where would I rank myself? What strategies have I tried that worked? Which ones didn't work for me? Why or why not? And all of us have to fill this out. The link at the bottom on the left will take you to some completed pages of these from some of our teachers, and also just an empty copy, a blank copy of this. Then we'll move on to goal connection to instructional model. This is the instructional model that we made at the very beginning of level 2, thanks to Dr. Phil Warwick. So it says individual teacher professional growth goals are created around the campus instructional model, which is aligned to both T-test domains and NASA elements. So if you look closely at our instructional model, it ties all of the NASA elements into T-test elements, which is the rubric that we're graded against. So it's tying in how HRS works with what the state asks of us. And everybody's goal relates to this instructional model. Goal setting for new teachers. As part of the August 3rd PD, which is functioning in WISD, new teachers will learn how to select an instructional goal to improve their teaching skills. New teachers and returning teachers will then fill out the beginning of year BOY goal setting document, and then they will review their goal selection with the principal before uploading their goal into T-Test, the website that I spoke about earlier. So one thing we also did this year is the professional development micro study. Just to deepen our level of understanding and pedagogical skills, we had the HRS staff from Region 9 come out and lead our secondary PLC groups in a micro study of the elements that are each connected to our individual professional goals. So each teacher did a deep dive into their goal element using resources in Marzano's compendium as they completed the individual goal study matrix, which is over here on the right. And if you click that link below, it'll take you to a larger copy of this, but also some completed ones from some of our teachers. After the individual micro-study, teachers then discussed their findings with their PLC groups, and teachers were grouped with other teachers that had the same goal element, and we shared strategies and artifacts and developed a team cumulative instructional matrix. So this is one of our groups. They all had very similar goals. They weren't the exact same, but they were very similar. And over there on the left, that is one of their team cumulative instructional matrices. And if you will look at the link below, it'll take you to some more completed versions of these. After the micro-study process, the teachers went away with new strategies from their colleagues, examples of student actions when the element is implemented effectively, appropriate questioning, and possible artifacts that students might produce that indicate that the element was effective. This activity led teachers to reflect and identify areas to improve on in connection to our goal for the rest of the school year. On this slide, our high school science teacher, Mrs. Bosch, explains how the goal reflection process helped her proficiency with element 6. Her goal this year was chunking content. And this is another example of the teacher reflection form of her goal. You can see over there on the right-hand side. One of them is from August, one from November, one from March, one from the end of April. And you can see how she rates herself in the purple there in the bar graph, but also underneath she talked about, when she met with Mr. Longcrier, what she learned from that. And she goes into great detail in this video. If you'll click the link in the middle and the bottom, Mrs. Bosch will talk you through the goal reflection process. So as part of the T-test evaluation process, every teacher at our school is required to have a formal 45-minute observation by the campus principal, Mr. Longcrier. We're evaluated in each T-test domain, which are connected to the NASA design areas and elements in our instructional model, like I said. Following this observation, we have a summative conference with Mr. Longcrier, and he will discuss the strengths and weaknesses from the instruction period that he observed. Then we reflect on our specific growth goal, and then he will offer suggestions for improvement if needed, and sometimes he will invite you to visit a classroom of a teacher that demonstrates strength in the goal area. So closing the loop, level 2.2 is an area of growth for us. Windthorst Secondary worked hard to put a system in place to support new teachers. We compiled important information into an online, all-inclusive resources. 3 days of training during August Teacher In-Service were scheduled specifically for new teachers: orientation, functioning in WISD, and classroom basics. In addition, we implemented protocols to fine-tune our goal processes. Goal setting, goal reflection, and goal tracking documents were created, and the system was put in place for teachers to self-reflect at least 3 times per year. Having growth goals aligned to the campus instructional model and tracking individual progress has greatly helped teachers deepen their understanding in relation to their specific goal and put practices in place to enhance their pedagogical skills. So here is an example of our quick data. In a survey recently sent to WISD secondary teachers, 100% of respondents said that the principals provides support to teachers to enhance their pedagogical skills, and that is 18 responses.